an activity which I hope you will take up in earnest later after this. But before this, within conservation, within these movements, does anyone have any question regarding whatever we have covered so far? Any doubts?
Anything anyone wants to share as their personal experience, if they've had any with respect to conservation? Feel free to do so. Guys, and two interesting activities, by the way, apart from conservation movements, I think Agnitra, who's a budding ornithologist, has put together something on bird sounds, so which I'm kind of waiting for in breathless anticipation. But guys, yeah, feel free to share any personal experiences as well, or any questions. Pop them in the chat. Agnitra, cognizant of time, it's 8:25, so let's just do the final two activities. Yeah.
Sure. We'll start with the conservation part.
Yep.
This conservation movement, I hope you can see my screen, sorry, is famous. I mean, it was famous across the world. I mean, the name of the movement is pretty obvious from the pictures. The phrase that is mentioned was coined by a person known as Sundarlal Bahuguna. And this phrase became actually something that was touted by people across the world much later as to why conservation is important. Why should we actually go out and conserve? So anyone can figure what this conservation movement was called.
Yeah, I think Ayani, Nikita have put in Chipko movement.
Yeah, very popular movement, very famous. It was called Chipko movement, where people actually went and hugged trees to prevent them from being felled. This was when the Indian government had, the state government rather, had in Uttarakhand had leased out a portion of the land to a sporting good company, and the local communities which actually depend on the forest for their livelihood refused to let that happen. They went and hugged the trees and refused the felling to go on. Moving on to the second one, we covered this in brief. I mean, we just touched upon this during the initial part of the conservation. Two questions. Can anyone tell me what those creatures are? And secondly, what is the movement? Again, movement from a famous forest of India, famous movement all over the world, associated with a hydroelectric power project, which was eventually shelved, not shelved, a portion of it was done away with. I'll tell you why these movements are important though, why we are covering only these and not others. Anyone?
No, it doesn't seem like it.
So these are lion-tailed macaques, one of the few primates that are found in India. And these are found only in the Silent Valley region of India. And this was the Silent Valley movement. The reason why Silent Valley and Chipko movement have been mentioned here is that these were both movements which have started as concerns by scientists and then later gained traction through community involvement, through involvement of people who were not only biologists, they were photographers, they were lawyers, they were journalists, they were students. There are people who were living around the forests who said, okay, yes, this can impact us, hence we must have our voices heard and prevent this thing from happening. This one is something that is very close to my heart, something that is ongoing, very dynamic movement which is happening right now. I mean, this is really a remarkable thing that is happening. Few, again, biologists started this, but now it has gone beyond that, snowballed into a movement where the youth have taken charge. And when I say youth, these are school students who have called conferences, who have protested against this, who have held conferences with the state government. They've actually asked the the minister for electricity for the state to come in and debate with them, as it should be in a democracy, to understand why this project should be implemented. This is in Goa, and if you have been to the region, it's very easy to understand which region this is. You can see the famous waterfalls there. Can anyone volunteer what this movement is? So I will go on since there has been no answer as of now. This is the My Molem movement. This is the campaign to save Molem. So just to give a brief context, Molem National Park is against a portion, I mean, again, a portion of Western Ghats. So a few years back, the government had proposed, multiple state governments, both state government of Karnataka and state government of Goa. So these are states in southern India. They had proposed projects which would cut through these forests, essentially isolating things running over corridors, preventing movement of animals. And this would be for transportation of coal. And these areas were already, these are forests which desperately need protection, and they were already under threats of animals were dying on the highways because of traffic which was passing through it. And this forest involved destruction of a large amount of um, trees of key species which cannot be reforested. So as I was mentioning, these forests have been there for so long, they are so old that removing even a cluster of trees might result in effects which we have not even imagined. So which is why something called environmental impact assessment has to be carried out, which you must have read about in EVS, but is not done properly because they're most of them with third parties in India, a legal challenge that we will cover later.